Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome aboard to Local Matters, where living local never felt so good. More than ever before, women leaders and entrepreneurs are emerging from the paralyzing economic grip to become influential business leaders. And if you are ready to stand up and stand out and create your own success story, then you need to be there. And when we come back, we're going to be telling you where there is. You know why? Because if it's local, it matters.
Dance. Let me see you move.
Love never felt so good. Can't I die if it ever could? Not like you. Oh.
Hey everybody, thanks for joining us and welcome back to Local Matters. If you are a woman and you are ready to live out loud and laugh out loud and build your dreams, and an empowerment conference is always a great place to be. Joining me to tell us how Jacksonville State University plan to become a gateway to honor women's contributions is none other than the infamous Miss Lily Ledbetter. She's here with me again. She's been here with me before, just a few weeks ago. And of course, Miss Paige Burton, you are here from the Development Office out of Jacksonville State University.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, it's great to have you guys here. Great to have you back, Miss Lily.
Thank you.
So I want to start right off. We are going to be, well, I'm going to say we, for the first time, Jacksonville State University has really it's seemingly wrapping its arms around women in a really big way. What's going on there in the development office there?
Well, we were hoping to honor a successful woman and set a standard, and we chose Miss Lily Ledbetter to do that.
Okay.
Because we've done events with the university in the past, especially during Women's History Month,
Right.
for to honor women, but not really to set an event that will continue to grow. So this is an inaugural event, and we hope that every year we'll be able to come back and honor a new woman.
And honor a new woman.
And its goal of the event is to fundraise money for a Women in Philanthropy scholarship that we will use for helping support the women who are coming up in leadership roles through the university.
So really preparing women and really inspiring women to become leaders in their own right is what this is all about.
Yes.
All right, and we are going to be attending a brunch soon in the next couple of weeks. A brunch that is taking place in Birmingham, Alabama. Tell me a little bit about that brunch as well.
The brunch is going to be held at the club in Birmingham on December 8th at 10 a.m. We'll have a lot of different guests. We're going to have some students there, and then the keynote speaker is going to be Lily.
Okay.
She's going to tell us about her story, and then we will have door prizes and some fun stuff that makes a brunch event fun.
Right. I mean, this event is all about, again, raising money. It's a fundraising event. It's all about really for scholarship. The scholarship that you are working to raise the money for, can you tell me a little bit about that particular scholarship?
Yes, it's going to establish the Women in Philanthropy Scholarship, and we hope that that will support someone who is chosen through Jacksonville State's scholarship program to be in the Leadership House.
To be in a leadership house?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And the Leadership House is a program where you have to already be accepted. It's a house on campus.
Okay.
That allows 15 applicants or 15 chosen people from applicants to be placed in that house, and they are chosen from a list of people who are already exhibiting strong leadership skills. So you already have to be in school at Jacksonville to apply and
Okay.
of sophomore, junior, or senior status.
Okay, and so in these, so anyone can apply if they are. So they would have to be at Jacksonville State University.
Yes, ma'am.
And then also, you mentioned that this is we know that it's all about philanthropy, but it's also about service, right?
Yes, one of the criteria, or several of the criteria, involve the person being chosen to be extremely involved in service projects. So
Okay.
to be in the leadership program at Jacksonville State, you already have to exhibit some kind of leadership skills. But because this is a Women of Philanthropy event, we
Yes.
really want the service part to be a strong contender in who we're picking for this scholarship.
This is, yes.
So we are hoping that the person who's picked has a 2.5 grade point average, that they are already inside of philanthropy through the school,
Okay.
and then in some sort of service project in their community outside of the school, and then we would like them to also be in another JSU organization.
And so when I think about philanthropy and I think about women in service, for young women who may be watching, we're talking about giving of your time, giving your time to groups and to organizations like United Way, the Boys and Girls Club, Big Brothers Big Sisters. So they're looking for young ladies and young men too, right? Looking for young people who are heavily involved in service.
Right.
Okay. Going back to the brunch that I'm so excited that we're going to be going to on December the 8th. This is the first event that JSU has sponsored of this magnitude.
Yes, ma'am.
In Birmingham, Alabama. And we know that Miss Lily is going to be there speaking and
Right.
inspiring and really empowering young women. Miss Lily, I mean, you've got so much to say. What will you be really, on that particular day on December 8th, what will you really be saying to young women?
I'll be talking to them about stepping up and assuming the responsibility for all of these various positions. But I am so excited about being a part of the very first one that
Yes.
JSU is doing in this regard, because it's opening doors and inspiring young women to step up. And the other aspect of it, what we've already learned and heard from the community, the men are getting on board. It's not, we won't just have women there that day. We will have some men as well, because it's important that men support young women in their endeavors and to back them up.
Yes.
But this will, I'm hoping, will encourage young women to get into maybe politics in some
Yes.
way in their community. It'll encourage them to want to go further in life and reach a lot of mountains that maybe they would not have attempted to climb.
I am so excited to hear about this event, and I can't wait to come back. We've got to go to break, but I can't wait to talk about it more, because when I was there at Jacksonville State University and was part of the SGA, I think it was only like 2 or 3 women that was part of the SGA, and it was all men. So I'm so happy to see Jacksonville State University sort of wrapping its arms, really empowering and working with women. We got to go to break. We'll be right back with more. Don't go away. Hey everybody, welcome on back to Local Matters, where living local never felt so darn good. I'm Dottie Rimpsey, and I'm joined with Miss Paige Burton. She is a major gift officer there at the Development Department at Jacksonville State University, and also Miss Lily Ledbetter. And if you are just joining us, we have been talking all morning long about this huge event that Jacksonville State University is about to wrap its arms around. For the first time, the university is really engaging and empowering women in a way that I've not seen since I've been connected with the university. And it's so exciting to see the university doing this. I mean, when I attended Jacksonville State University in the 80s and I was a part of the SGA, it was really filled with mostly men. It was myself and Deborah Kay I think was the president at that time. Dodie Coleman, if you're watching, shout out to her, and also to Miss Deborah. But you know, it was only a handful of women that were part of the SGA, and so now we see women emerging more and more as leaders. And Jacksonville State University is doing its part now in preparing young women for leadership roles. Miss Lily, you are going to be there as a keynote speaker. What will you be sharing? As before we went to break, we were talking about that. You were going to be talking with young women, really giving them some great tips about what to expect when they enter the workforce.
Absolutely. One of the things I'll be talking about will be my journey that I have endured since 1998, and about my career. And in the early, actually in the early 70s, I was part of the financial aid office at Jacksonville State University. And I understand about scholarships and financial aid, how important it is. And that is the part of this program that excites me. But I want to share with young people how important it is when they get that first job, that they negotiate and get the rightful pay to start out. Because if they miss the mark, so to speak, they cannot make it up, because once it's gone forever. You can't go back and get it. And there's nothing in any law that will allow an individual to get it back. So it's critical that young women do that today and get in and get their rightful pay to start with, and get in positions and learn their way around, to get the promotions and to get in to higher fields, to get into on boards and to get into politics, to expand their horizons. And they don't have to just stick to being secretaries or nurses or school teachers. They can be engineers, they can fly planes, they can do anything they want. And one of the things that I've discovered in the last 10 years, there are so many horizons out there that have not been conquered yet. So they can still be trailblazers, because you still see in the papers and on the news, first time female ever appointed to this position.
Yes, we're still
or
seeing
holding
first
this
time. Right,
position.
you're right. We're still seeing first time this, first time that. And you said something just a few moments ago that really triggered me, when you said that women should not be afraid to really network. That is so important. I think oftentimes we take it for granted that we start a job and we make a few friends, and that's pretty much where we kind of really use our entire focus is on our few friends. But it's so important that young women understand that the importance of networking and building those relationships, because those relationships are what's going to really take them on into the next level.
That's right, that's right. And if they are fortunate enough to go for further training somewhere else or off-site, they need to really grab hold of that and network and get to know other people in other locations, because you never know what will open that magic door.
That's true. And speaking of that magic door, I read an article, and I'm always reading something, trying to really continue to educate myself, because as an educator and as a talk show host, you have to continue to keep reading. And I read an article where it talked about women. A lot of times when women are in the workplace and they're looking for promotions, the way in which organizations and companies will hire, where they look at where men are really hired on their potential alone, on just their potential. But women really have to continue to keep showing themselves. They really have to do the work. And another thing that I read too is that when women go out of the workforce sometimes and try to re-enter, it's even harder for them again. Sometimes they have to take a cut in their pay. And I can certainly tell you, I've experienced that.
That's true. And
I've
those are
experienced
the things that I'll be talking about and touching on. I can't get into depth about each one of them, but I can talk about what you do to prevent that and what they can do to cover themselves going into the career and down the road.
Going to the Women in Philanthropy brunch that we are going to be attending on December the 8th. This is it's so exciting, because a lot of times we take it for granted when we're just going to another conference, we're going to another empowerment conference or seminar. But it's not just another conference or seminar. It is an opportunity for young women to really be inspired and pumped up. And that's what I'm hoping that they're going to take away with them. Because a lot of times we don't have people that we can talk to that can really inspire us to do better and to live bolder and bigger and bolder. Yeah. And so are you excited about this page as well coming up?
I am. I think it's a great opportunity to, of course, honor Lily Ledbetter, and then hopefully move forward with our university to honor some amazing women, because there are several that are doing great things, not just in our communities, but some people nationwide.
Yeah. Well, I'm hearing my director in my ear. We've got to go to break. When we come back, we're going to continue our conversation about Jacksonville State University and Women in Philanthropy, the brunch that we are going to that's where we're going to be in Birmingham on December 8th, and we hope you'll join us there too. We'll be right back with more Local Matters. Hi everybody, welcome on back to Local Matters, where living local never felt so darn good. I'm Dottie Rimpsey, and I'm joined with Miss Paige Burton and also with Miss Lily Ledbetter. And we've been sitting here all afternoon really talking and having a great, robust conversation about the work that Jacksonville State University is doing now to embrace and wrap its arms around women. We've been talking about this, a wonderful breakfast and brunch that we are going to be attending on December the 8th. It's really going to be an exciting event. And we hope you'll join us. I want to help people to understand more, Paige, about this brunch, if you don't mind. The brunch, again, will be in Birmingham, December the 8th. And what is the cost?
The cost for the tickets are $50.
Okay.
And with
Is
that,
this individual 50 each per person?
yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And with that, you get ticket to the event. It includes valet parking, a Southern style brunch where you can pick what you want to eat.
Oh, wow.
And then a mimosa bar.
Yeah, wow.
We'll also be giving away door prizes and
Okay.
have a lot of other fun stuff and activities going on at the event.
This is going to be a huge event. I'm told I'm told that we can expect maybe perhaps even as 1,300 people are going to be at this event.
That's how many invitations we sent out.
Wow. So it's not too late. If people are interested in attending, they can contact you. If we can bring that full screen up, Erin, I want to bring that up. People can contact you.
Yes, if they have any questions about the event, they can contact me for tickets, or they can go to www.jsu.edu/giving
Okay.
and look under the registration tab and find our brunch, and they can pay online and get their tickets printed off right there.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for that. You know what? I want to go back now, because if someone's just joining us now, if you're just joining us, you may be wondering, wow, they're talking about this a great brunch that's going to be taking place in Birmingham on December the 8th. And we're talking about perhaps even as many as 1,300 people may be attending. It's so exciting. But what we're planning to do with this particular brunch, and that is that Jacksonville State University is really establishing a new scholarship where they want to wrap their arms around women, and they are really working hard to really help to really provide a way for women to be out there in a big way, really working in philanthropy. They're really,
Yes.
This is a service award for women who really want to work and become leaders. Miss Lily Ledbetter is going to be our keynote speaker, and we spoke a little bit earlier. You know, here's the thing, a lot of times we think that what more can we learn about Miss Lily Ledbetter's speech? Because I've heard her speak many times. So many people have, but you know what? So many people have not.
Right.
So many people have not heard her story. We just can't assume that they have.
Right. And funny story is that when I started my role at Jacksonville State, I was at a luncheon where I sat next to Lily, and I had no idea who she was.
Had no
and
idea.
The lady to my right nudged me and said, "Hey, do you know who you're sitting beside?" And I was like, Miss Lily Ledbetter, because she had a name
Right,
tag on.
you're like looking like, yeah, it's Miss Lily Ledbetter, yeah, right.
And
yeah.
they came up to me afterwards, and they were like, she has a federal law named after her. You should look her up. And when I did, I was so embarrassed that I didn't introduce myself
you
at the time.
shouldn't have been embarrassed. You know why? Because you're young, and we take it for granted because we're older and we know. And you know, but when you're young, that's what this is all about, to continue to educate young people about who we have right in our own back door, right here in our own home. People like Miss Lily Ledbetter. So you are going to be talking with young women. Again, you mentioned earlier some of the things that you will be sharing with the young people. I would hope that you really will tell them what you had to go through at Goodyear.
Oh, I will, because you know, when I went to Congress to testify those 4 different times, I only had 5 minutes, and I can tell a group a lot in 5 minutes because, and it's so critical, because I never started out in life planning to have a lawsuit or a bill named for me, but what I wanted was to get my rightful entitlement to what I was entitled to under the law, which the Equal Pay Law was passed in 1963. But I worked for an employer that did not share the information, and I couldn't find out exactly how I stood until some whistleblower gave me the note showing how much less I was making versus the white men doing the same work. And I couldn't let it go, because that was not the law, and I had to make a change, and I had to stand up for me and my family. I just could not let it go, simply because it was right. It was wrong for me and my family to have been shortchanged all those years, because we were like any other family. you know, making ends meet, how we pay the dentist, how we pay the mortgage, how we pay the college tuition, how do we pay this repair. So, you know, it's a struggle. But young women know that we had equal pay passed in '63, and they're under the assumption that they will automatically be treated
Right,
that
right.
way, and it's not that way. It is not that way. And they have to know what to look for, they have to know how to approach their employer, they have to mentor, they have to network, they have to stay educated, and they have to stay on top of things to be sure that they're treated fairly, because this is not only an individual's pay today, but it's the rest of your life, because your retirement,
Yes.
your 401k, and your Social Security, all of your retirements are based on your earnings.
And they need to, I mean, again, I keep hammering on this because women do so well. They do well in the classroom. They do well in the classroom. More than half of classrooms now, I see this because as an educator, I see that are women. They do well. And then they get to a workplace, and then that's where the gap, they sort of fall through the gaps, if you will. They fall through the cracks because they're not being paid the way they should be paid. And so this is going to be exciting for young women. Just like Paige admitted, she said, I didn't know who she was, and that's okay. Because a lot of people still have not heard Miss Lily Ledbetter's story. So this is going to be a great event. We really, really would love to see you there. Again, one more time, it is December the 8th in Birmingham. It's at the club,
At
right?
the club in
At the
Birmingham.
club on December the 8th. The tickets, it's not too late to get a ticket. Great food, great music. We're going to have JSU's Jazz Ensemble Band. We're going to have DJ. It's going to be a wonderful event. I just can't wait to get there and get started. And we hope that we will see you there too. You know why? Because if it's local, it matters.